everybody, it's me, JBR, coming at you with another Spooktober Theater Thursday. You know, as I do every Thursday, I've been doing in October, I've been reviewing scary movies / Halloween themed movies. But unfortunately, this is my last Spooktober Theater Thursday review. This won't, this will be the end of, Halloween movies. But if you want to see, I've been thinking about doing the same thing for like Christmas and other movies, so write down in the comments if you want to hear it. But this time I'm going to be doing the movie The Corpse Bride from Tim Burton. If you have not seen this movie, consider that your spoiler alert. Take that in. Embrace the jazz hands. Okay, we're gonna go. Okay, Corpse Bride stars this guy named Victor. He is this tall, lanky, kind of awkward dude. He is the son of like a fish farmer, and he is going to be betrothed to this family who with a daughter. Her name is Victoria. I know, play Victor, Victoria, whatever. But Victoria's family is actually in debt. Like, they're actually in money trouble, and they need Victor's family, who surprisingly has more money in that than them, to help them from going to what they call the poorhouse, which I guess is being homeless. But so they have to be betrothed within a couple of days or whatever will happen. But obviously, they're both nervous about what if, they don't love each other, what if they screw it up, Victor, unfortunately, when they have to practice the marriage, like when they're practicing the vows and whatever, they have to light a candle and he has to say a certain speech. He keeps messing it up. I guess it's because he's nervous. He obviously has never been married. He is about to marry a woman he barely even knows, and so much is expected of him, and he's frightened. So he ends up running away, getting some air, and he goes outside, and he decides to sit in a kind of a dead kind of cemeterial garden-ish, if you want to call it. There's a dead tree and a stump and whatever, and he ends up saying the vows without anybody there. He tries to pump himself up, saying, okay, I gotta do this, and then he takes the ring, and then he puts it, and then he says the vows, and then he puts it on a tree, right, on a tree branch that looks like a hand, and then, believe it or not, the hand comes to life, and then a woman comes out of the ground. Her name will later be learned to be Emily. She is our dignified corpse bride. She is a murder victim. She was supposed to elope with a guy, and he killed her for her money, and she never got to really be a full wife, if you will. But when she vowed that when she died that she would find somebody that would take her as his own, somebody that would love her, and she thought she was hearing that through Victor when he was practicing, but it was all a huge misunderstanding. And then Victor tries to run away, but then he hits his head, and then Emily and a bunch of other people, I guess more dead people, take him away and take him down in the undead realm, I guess, the downstairs, if you will, not like hell or whatever, but where people go when they die. And he meets skeletons and I guess zombies, and for some reason zombies are blue, your skin is blue when you die. Moving on. But he learns her story of how she came to be known as the Corpse Bride. There's a musical number with skeletons. They tell how she was murdered on her wedding day or whatever, and then she made the vow, and then he says, this is all a big mistake. I didn't mean to marry you. I would never marry you. And then obviously Emily gets upset and runs away, and then he tries to comfort her by saying it's not that you're not a good person, it's just that you're dead and I'm not, and they end up bonding by playing the piano together, because they both play the piano, and because he ends up saying yes to Emily, because he finds out after he disappeared into the land of the dead that his love Victoria ended up getting married to another guy. His name is Lord Barkis. He is, your evil guy. He's only in it for the money, because I guess in his own way, he's also in money trouble. He thought marrying into Victoria's family, he would also get the money from her, but she was poor. He didn't know that, but she ended up getting married to him, and then so that's why Victor said yes to Emily, and then so they have to, for Emily and Victor to be together, he has to drink this potion, where it would stop his heart and he would die, so he could be with her. And so but to do this, they also have to recite the vows back in the land of the living. So they take all the dead people, and then they tell them that they're going to have the wedding upstairs. So they all go back into the world of the living, and they actually crash the engagement party of Victoria and Lord Barkis, and then like all the skeletons and all the dead people going crazy, and people are chasing, and then they start chasing people. But then the live people end up recognizing some of the dead. Like there's this little kid, he recognizes this guy, he says grandpa, and then they hug and whatever, like that type of stuff. But right when Victor and Emily are about to get married, and they're like, he's about to drink the potion, Victoria walks in on the church, and then when he's about to drink, she stops him, and he says, "What's wrong?" And then she says, "This is wrong." And she says, "I was a bride that was taken from me. Now I'm taking it away from somebody else." And then she shows Victoria, and then Emily puts Victor and Victoria's hand like on top of each other like this, and then saying that like you two need to be. And then Lord Barkis busts in saying, "Oh, what a lovely union. Now they're surely going to be together. But you forget one thing. She's still my wife." And then he takes her by the arm. And then Emily looks at him, and then she's, "You!" Like, she notices that, believe it or not, Lord Barkis was her ex. The ex that killed her. The ex that left her and stole all her money. And then Victor tries to fight Lord Barkis for Victoria. And then he somewhat gets beaten, and then Lord Barkis takes a drink. He takes the potion that was Victor's, and he says, "But first, a toast to Emily. For always the bridesmaid, never the bride." And then he drinks it, and then of course he dies, and then all the dead people go after him, and then they're like, "New arrival," it's really funny. But then Victor and Emily, they have like a final goodbye, because he wanted to keep his promise of, being that man for her. But she said, "You set me free. That's the best thing you could ever do." And then she, like, I guess you could say passes on, because she turns into butterflies, and then her and Victor and Victoria end up together. Overall, it's a great movie. It says a lot about, what, I guess, love can make you do, and where love doesn't always work out how sometimes you want it to, but it all triumphs in the end. If I had to rate this movie out of 1 out of 5, I'll give it a 5. It's a good movie. It's a perfect Halloween movie, and it's overall great and good. But that wraps up this video. If you have any suggestions, there's my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Instagram. Write down in the comments below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.